We are back with another edition of the Drive Masters Hangover edition. As I think you could see it on both of our faces, still not really recovered from that whirlwind of a day. But we are back, no rest for the wicked here as we give golf picks weekly at oddschecker.com. With me as always, my guy at ADP Lack Sports on Twitter, Andy Lack. Andy, I mean, it happened. It's over. I think there's a better chance. I mean, high cholesterol, not in the greatest shape. It's more likely I die before we see something like that again.
It was a special day. It was a day I'll remember, certainly for the rest of my life as a sports fan. Um, there are a million things that I could say about the round, what it meant, the historical context of it, but I suppose, we will save that for another day and
Just give me one. I mean, listen, this is going to come out on Tuesday afternoon, so people will have gotten their full recaps, going over a shot or the round, whatever. But just, I guess, a lasting thought. I mean, it's so hard a question, a lasting thought, but I mean, just something away from like the gameplay that you're just left with from this sucker.
like it was kind of a just too to fail situation. Like it was a really sloppy round, Jeff, and he did things and overcame them that have never been done before in Masters history. I mean, he's never. Are you okay? What's going on?
I'm just laughing. I'm rethinking about it. I get
Yeah.
emotional thinking about
No,
it.
I know. He made four double bogeys. I
Yeah,
mean,
I was like a lady on menopause or something yesterday. I was having too much fun, yet also emotional, not just for Rory, watching Rose hit some of the putt, like the putt on 18.
yeah,
It made me
yeah.
like all of it. It was just, in,
Rory McIlroy on the back nine of the Masters hit some of the greatest golf shots I've ever seen in my life, and also some of the worst golf shots I've ever seen by a professional golfer in contention to win a tournament.
uh,
I mean, the pitch shot on 13 was one of the worst shots
yeah.
given the context of the moment, in a golf tournament, in contention of a golf tournament that I've ever seen in my entire life. The pushed wedge on 18. I mean, all of the missed short putts, the double bogey on one, all water under the bridge, apparently, because at the end of the day, he was the best player on property when he showed up. Okay. He was playing the best golf, and Bryson didn't have his best stuff this week. He certainly didn't have his best stuff on Sunday. Scotty didn't have his best stuff this week. And Rory checks the box once again as 5 out of the last 6 years, Jeff. The guy who wins the Masters is the player that is playing the best golf coming in, that didn't contend last year, and has some good recent major history and good long-term Augusta history. Rory did it again, and at the end of the day, there were moments where he felt like he was dying to give that golf tournament away. I don't know if I'm totally there on the this is going to open the floodgates for Rory, and he's now going to win three or four more major championships. I don't know if I'm totally there. But it to me the biggest takeaway was that he was the best golfer on property. That was clear for us all of 2025. And it was kind of just a too big to fail situation on a golf course that, more so than any other golf course on the PGA Tour, highlights the best golfer. I mean, it's the best golf course on the PGA Tour for accentuating the best golfer, and we've seen that 5 out of the last 6 years.
And truly, I mean, looking back at this Masters, Andy, it's like when you used to, the occasional time where you'd have a test in school, but it was like an open book test or like there was a worksheet with the test. It's like the answers to the test we were given before the week. Rory, Rose, Reed, Connors, just a lot like just the guys that always just seem to play well there. We'll be there in another year. And next month, Quail Hollow. I can't wait to break that down for Odds Checker with you, Andy. But until then, we're back. It's an elevated event. I mean, I wish we were talking about the lower lights of the tour at the moment, but we are not. Um, RBC Heritage, Scotty went back to back here after his Masters win a year ago. Follow 4-1, Morikawa 11, Aber 12, Xander 14, Patrick Cantley 20, Thomas 20. I will stop there. Andy, for me, I'll get it out of the way quickly. I am currently in like a war in my head of going back to Xander Schauffele, who I
Oof.
thought like continued to show
You looked
improvements.
good last week.
Yeah, I
I know the
tracked a lot
tape
of
didn't
it.
cash for you, but I thought Xander looked pretty good last week.
Yeah. Or, just, I don't know, maybe riding Patrick Cantlay at 20. But those are the two guys I am thinking about in this range. Anyone on your mind?
I mean, I really think that Colin Morikawa is going to win the golf tournament, and yet I don't know if I could stomach betting him at this price. I mean, it is an awfully expensive price to lay on a player that has not won a golf tournament in over 500 days. I thought Colin he finished a little bit below what I was hoping for him, but he still hit the ball phenomenally well. This is some of the best ball striking form he's been in his entire career, and he's now traveling to a golf course that I think was like tailor-made, built for him in a lab. And it is Xander Schauffele of 2024, which I've said multiple times, where you're just never going to get a good number on him. And when he wins, it's going to be at a bad number. And I think this might be the week, Geoff. I really do. But I've said that before. I've said that before. I haven't been like a Colin donkey all season. I think I've bet him once or twice, but um, gosh, I mean, it's just this place is freaking perfect for him, man. But I said that at the Players too.
Yeah. Listen, I bet him at the Players. Everything always seems to set up for him weekly. This would be a lovely place to get off the mat. I, it's another elevated event, so let me get this out of the way. I bet elevated events. I don't really deviate from how I want to bet an elevated event. I get that this course could lead and open doors potentially to a certain skill set or a player profile. But when it comes to elevated events, I almost like don't care what profile won here before. It's a totally different type of player. That being said, off the team accuracy matters. Morikawa is the best in the world. Small greens, iron play matters. Morikawa arguably the best in the world. But I continue to maybe pivot off him and look further down the board. Again, Xander, I'm seeing a 16 at Rivers, Cantley 20 over at FanDuel as the highest numbers there. Going into this next tier, though, Andy, Connors, Henley, Lowry, will round out the 20s. And then sort of from 30 to 50, I want your take on. We'll get it out of the way. Up early, foggy haze the morning after the Masters.
Daniel
I bet
Berger.
I bet Daniel Berger at 60 to
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
When I'm hitting that, like before I'm even waking my kids up in the morning, I don't know it's going to be the most popular bet of the day and down to 45 to 1. I don't
Yeah.
know that. But we're all seeing the same thing clearly. So we can get to that in a moment. But I want to have a conversation with you because I am stuck sort of right here at this 30 number. I think the 33 to 1 on Victor Hovland, Andy, seems incredibly fair. The guy
Yeah.
just won. The ball striking approach numbers seemingly showed up again at the Masters. I don't know why he's being lumped with these guys who literally don't win. It's one thing to make those comments about Cantley and Morikawa. It's another to be, with some of these guys in this tier. But that being said, speaking of guys who don't win, I don't want to get off my diet, but give me a case for Tommy Fleetwood this week. I don't want to say something corny, like, just like energizing Rory do it, but you think this is a perfect place for him. That being said, I'm torn between Tommy and Victor, but one guy wins, one guy doesn't. They're essentially the same number. You want to help me with that decision?
Yeah, I mean, Geoff, I like Tommy a lot too. I really do. I think that this is a really, really good golf course for his skill set in terms of like the short to middle iron play, the accuracy off the tee. I mean, realistically, like the golf courses that Colin Morikawa plays well at are also going to be golf courses that Tommy Fleetwood plays well at. I'm swimming around him as well and thinking about it. I think my hands get a little tied if I decide to make that big move with Colin at the top. But if I wasn't making the move with Colin at the top, it would most likely be Cantlay, Tommy, I think.
All right. Can't lay Tommy. And just a quick thought on Victor. Like, the odds book still don't think we should trust him. Like
Yeah,
these other guys should still be priced ahead of him. Like he's one more win from being back to 14 to 1 staple. Like what
yeah.
am I missing something? I like just we're talking about winning the golf tournament. So I understand his floor is lower than usual because it still feels like at moments he doesn't know what's coming. But
I
in
think that's
picking a
part of it.
winner, why
Yeah.
wouldn't I want him at this
I
number the
think
way it
that
feels like he's playing?
Yeah, I think the narrative around Victor is that it's been hard to trust that he's fully back at the moment because he's not even acting like he's fully back, right? He has like this very sheepish and humble way of talking about how he almost feels like he won the Valspar by accident. And
Yes,
so I still
yes.
think there's, yeah, I still feel like there's some market distrust on Hovland. And I don't know, man. The Masters, his stat line for the Masters was a little weird. He didn't drive the ball very well. Actually, the short game looked a little bit better for him, but I get it. This golf course, I think, is good, not great for him.
When
I
he's
do think the
on
green
small
combinations,
greens, he's
yeah,
attacking. I
yeah,
just think there's
yeah,
a setup here based on this number. It actually strikes me as one of the fairest ones we
yeah.
might discuss. Is it the winning number? I don't know, but in terms of a fair number, which we'd all agree is pretty hard to come by, 35 to 1 at Rivers, Tommy Fleet with 33 over at FanDuel. So those are two that could both end up on my card. When I was talking golf at about 9 this morning, Aaron Rye was 70 to 1. Unless I'm totally misremembering, it's been a foggy day, Masters hangover. He's now down to 40 to 1. Obviously, I
Yeah.
get it makes sense, but geez, I mean, that is the biggest mover of the day. But anything else like like you don't want to go above 60 here for
I
me?
bet Bud Cauley
Oh
80.
my God.
I
You're
need to
not giving
stick
even
around.
an elevated event. He showed up at the players. You rode it through Valspar and into Texas. I'm not knocking it. There's money to be made in Bud Cauley. I
Yeah.
just don't know that I could trust him to win this
Probably
field.
not, right? Probably not. This is
But give
probably
the
the
sell.
logical jumping off point. But I mean, I've been on him for the last 2 weeks and he's finished top five. I think it's a great golf course for him. He's a really accurate driver of the ball. He's played well here in the past. He's played well at some of these similar shorter positional golf courses. So I'm going to stick around for one more week on Bud. I also really like Siwoo Kim here. I don't know about the
Of
win, but
course.
I actually kind of like some of the guys that didn't play in the Masters last week or missed the cut in the Masters.
Doesn't
Um,
scare me.
so yeah, I mean, but that's it for me.
Yeah, again, it's an elevated event. I don't think you need to get too fancy, even if it gets fancy. Like Russell Henley won Bay Hill at 50. I think that is essentially like a long shot at an elevated event. It's 50 to 1. I don't think we're getting something bigger than that. That being said, if you made me shout out someone, Batya at 75, maybe I come on here too many Mondays and bring him up. I just think he's a guy that could get around here nicely. And the way Tom Hoagie's been flushing it, 90, I don't mind using that odds checker grid. It's down from 110. I didn't get in on that. And truth be told, I don't know if I can trust him. Um, so for me, Andy, it is really a decision between Xander and Cantley, a
Okay,
decision between Fleetwood and Hovland. Maybe I end up on both of them. Berger is in the bag.
me too.
So Berger's in the bag and that is where I sit right now. I'm tempted to say I'm going to bet Cantley, Berger,
I would
one
go
one of
Tommy over
Hovland and
Victor.
Fleetwood. One of Hovland
Yeah,
and Fleetwood.
I would go Tommy over Victor, but I'm crazy. I am either Cantlay and maybe Tommy or Colin, as well as it would be for me. It would just be basically like Colin, Berger, Bud, Cauley, one other
Oh,
guy in the 70 range.
yeah, little short compact card. That's usually how I rock these elevated events. No interest in flooding the zone. Not an
No,
elevated
not for
event.
this one.
Not for me. Andy, always great talking to you. We'll chat again next week. Zurich team event, a weird one,
Will
a
we?
bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, I saw Aaron Rye and Thigala announce they're going to play together, so
I
that's a
like
fun
that.
pairing. I don't know if Rory and Shane are going to defend their title. He might still be drunk, but we shall see. Until next week, for Andy, I am Geoff Fienberg. Smash that like button. And before I get out, not all odds are created equal. If you are not comparing, you could be leaving money on the table. Oddschecker is your one-stop shop for odds comparison, data-driven analysis across every major sport. They do the research so you can bet smarter and win bigger. Visit Oddschecker today, oddschecker.com today, and get in on it. One more time, smash that like, sub will drop into your box every single Tuesday here at Oddschecker. We're out.